love exploring newly written music, and so we were really keen to commission from a composer that really inspired us.
We spotted that 2023 would be a century since Janáček wrote the Kreutzer Sonata. And we thought, oh yeah, of course it's the wonderful links to Beethoven and Tolstoy. So I think we actually suggested a couple of ideas to Mark-Anthony Turnage, and he immediately jumped on the Janáček and the Kreutzer Sonata, and so the idea came to write this piece, Awake.
The more we're exploring the piece, I think we're realising that certainly we're using the inspiration of Janáček and Beethoven and trying to think of what Turnage was thinking about. Actually, the music itself doesn't have a huge amount of markings, so and the shape and the peaks become a lot clearer having played it through for the first time.
George Bridgetower was a mixed-race virtuoso violinist. Beethoven took a huge shine to him and his playing, and originally dedicated the sonata we now know as the Kreutzer Sonata to him. But they fell out. The dedication was scrubbed out and he rededicated it to Kreutzer.
Leo Tolstoy wrote a sort of short story called Kreutzer Sonata. Turnage references a book of poems by Rita, just like Janáček references text by Tolstoy. So that is the Kreutzer link going from Beethoven to Tolstoy to Janáček and now to Turnage. And I think Turnage's this piece, Awake, it references all of it.
So the first movement is called Bridgetower 23. 23 relating to the year. Bridgetower was 23 at the time of meeting Beethoven. And then the second movement, Shut Out, relates to basically Bridgetower being shut out by Beethoven. And basically musical history. Yeah.
We talked today a lot about how there are similarities in texture. So there's a lot of these really fast trills and quite a lot of support in terms of texture underlines, which you'll see in the Janáček. But because the nature of the piece is, it's awake, and one of the meanings is quite literally awake, like morning. It's more lyrical, it's more explorative and maybe introspective. So while textures might be similar and even scene changes, it's in a much more somber mood and much more reflective.
I mean, there are no sort of direct quotes to the Janáček or the Beethoven, but Mark told us that he loves the music, Janáček and Beethoven, and although there isn't a sort of any sort of direct relation in terms of the material itself, there's still a sort of a similar sort of sense of narrative that runs throughout the piece, and it's the same feeling you get when playing the Kreutzer Sonata Janáček.
So in the program, we'll be performing both the Janáček and premiering in the Turnage. We're also going to play a quartet by Beethoven, so there's nods to every direction.